Well, good afternoon, Brian. It's nice to be together. I know it's been a long time coming. Our schedules have been a little crazy lately.
It has been. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And by way of a formal introduction, I'm John Rodriguez. I'm a director with the Mission Viejo Chamber of Commerce, and the privilege today to be with Brian Probolsky. I got that name. Did I pronounce it correctly?
That's right, Probolsky.
Brian, I have been working on that overnight, so wanted to make sure.
Once in a while, we lightning strikes.
Well, I'm glad we got that correct. And the president of the Moulton Niguel Water District. And what a responsibility and an awesome privilege that you hold. And I can say personally, as a longtime member of the Mission Viejo Chamber of Commerce, we appreciate our relationship that we have with Moulton Niguel and all of your leaders that work with you. So, again, thank you so much for being here today.
Happy to be here.
Really, the goal and the purpose of this interview is to show the general community and the Mission Viejo surrounding communities, our community leaders, our business owners, and our residents what Moulton Niguel Water District has been doing, is doing to really take care of the residents, but in a special way. The day-to-day activities, sometimes we don't even think about it because it just operates seamlessly. But what about the preparedness for a disaster? What about an emergency? How is Moulton Niguel Water District positioned to help the residents and all those that would need to benefit from it? So we'll talk a little bit about that as we go along. But first of all, Brian, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Moulton Niguel Water District?
Sure, happy to. Thanks for having me again today.
Of course.
I am Brian Probolsky. I'm the current board president of the Moulton Niguel Water District. This is an elected role. I serve with 6 other elected board members who come from amongst our service area. I was first elected to this role in 2008, so it's been
wow.
It's been a little while, and it's something that takes a while to really get up to speed on because of the complexity of what we do. And if we do it well, like you said a minute ago, our customers, our ratepayers, don't know, right? You shouldn't have to think about that. You should just be able to get up in the morning and go to work and go to school and soccer practice and cook dinner and do homework and rinse and repeat, literally.
Yeah, right.
Not think about it. But we don't want you to always not think about it. We want you to care about what you're doing because this is a resource that we all share, and it's one of the few things where what you do with your water affects what happens with your neighbors. And we want to make sure that everybody's using as much water as they need, but not wasting water.
Yeah, it's interesting that I've heard that phrase many, many times at our Daybreakers Tuesday meetings where we meet there. It's not necessarily asking you to save water, although that's important, but waste less water.
That's right. We don't need you to use less. We need you to waste less. Use all the water that you need.
Yeah. No, that's great. Thank you very much for kind of sharing your background there. And it's a long time, 2008 to present, and a lot of responsibility there. I wrote down a few other questions here that I think are important that our general audience would like to know about. But Brian, as you and I were talking, we might just deviate from this question path as well, and we might be talking about sports. Who knows? Pretty soon. But one question is, what should our customers know about their drinking water quality?
Well, I think the most important thing to know is that our number one job, our number one goal, our focus every day is the health and safety of our customers and our employees. And we take that delivering safe, clean, reliable water very seriously because that's the primary goal. Our water is served and tested about 12,000 times a year.
Wow.
Independent labs at every step of the way through the process when it comes into the district, when it gets delivered, when it gets stored, because we want to make sure that it is. We meet or exceed all the standards that the state and the federal government sets for us, but we don't view that as the beginning. That is the beginning, not the end. And we not only provide potable or drinkable water service, but recycled water. You see that on your medians and your large fields and golf courses. And then, of course, we handle the wastewater as well. And in each of those processes, we're very, very careful to monitor the water, to test the water, to make sure that it's safe and reliable.
Yeah. Brian, as you were speaking there, too, I was also thinking back to my young days when we'd be outside playing football a little bit, my buddies, from school, and we're thirsty. We never used to run inside to the house. Where'd we always go? Right to the hose, right? And drink right out of it. And I don't know if that's such a great idea these days, or, is you mentioned water safety, but it seems like there's a lot of emphasis on, there's special waters everywhere, Kangen waters and all this other stuff. But it's so nice to hear that Moulton Niguel really takes the safety and the security of the water that you take care of for the residents. So I think that's important. Now here's another question. People are concerned, I know I'm concerned, rates, the cost of water, and it's always a concern. But how does Moulton Niguel really take steps to keep the costs down?
A lot of ways that we do that, and going back to what I said a moment ago about how your use affects your neighbors. When we build out water infrastructure, we have to build it for the maximum flow, not the average flow. Pipes don't expand, right? So if we can get that use down, if we can get that maximum flow to be lower, then all the infrastructure is smaller pipes, smaller pumps. Those cost less, and if that costs us less, we can provide lower cost service to our customers. But it's the team approach. It's the focus on financial resilience. It's the focus on making sure that we take all those dollars that we are entrusted with and use them in the best way possible, and that gets recognized by our peers. That gets recognized by the rating agencies, by Standard & Poor's and Fitch, who are the world-leading experts in analyzing financial results. We consistently have a top-tier AAA credit rating. At times throughout my service, we've had a higher credit rating than the federal government, and that speaks to the fiscal responsibility, the financial planning acumen that our team has. And as a result, Moulton Niguel's average combined bill, sewer and wastewater service bill, is the lowest average bill of all the 9 South County agencies, and we're very, very proud of that. We also exceed on every metric you'd want to look at for a business, even though we're a public agency. Mm-hmm. We try to have a bit of a business mentality to it. So if you look at the service connections that we have and how many employees does it take to make each of those work, we have a lower ratio than our peers. We make sure we keep our equipment up. We do all the things that we can to make sure that we're in the best financial shape that we can be in, which then allows us to have lower costs of borrowing, up-to-date infrastructure. Fixing something that breaks is a lot more expensive than taking care of it along the way.
Absolutely.
So we use technology to monitor our infrastructure. We use GIS and other automated systems to put all of our assets in to make sure that they're checked and maintained on a regular basis. All of these things combined lead to good fiscal management and the best possible rates.
Thank you very much for sharing that. And I think that puts us all at ease, knowing that we all need water. We all have to pay for the services, but knowing that the Moulton Niguel really takes a hard look at what they can do to keep cutting costs while using top technology to do so. And we truly appreciate that. Brian, can you tell us a little bit about the area or the I guess you'd say the service area that Moulton Niguel covers?
Sure, that's what we call it, a service area.
Oh, good.
Moulton Niguel covers all or part of 6 South County cities. Our population that we serve is about 170,000 people.
Wow.
And to do that, we have around 1,300 miles of pipes, right? That's like, here to Portland or here to Texas, and that breaks down to 700 miles of potable or drinking water pipes, 500 for wastewater collection, about 140 for recycled water system. There's also 28 reservoirs, and you see them. Our reservoirs are above ground. You see those big tanks.
Yeah.
We own the high ground because it's a gravity feed system, and those tanks hold drinking water and recycled water, so that it's available when you need it as a customer. And then, of course, there's a couple $1 billion of infrastructure that's 6 feet underground that we have to maintain. So there's a lot of technology that's involved in monitoring that, because it's not as simple as just kicking the tires, because you can't see it all the time.
Sure. Yeah. Usually being 6 feet underground is not a good thing.
No.
But in this case
it sure is.
No, thank you very much for sharing that. And wanted to ask a question that's, speaking of the infrastructure, Moulton Niguel, as I understand, recently completed a major fire hydrant testing program. And maybe you can walk us through that a little bit?
Sure. We are responsible for all of the fire hydrants in our district, all the public ones. There are private fire hydrants, and we don't maintain those. So it's important for business owners, property owners who have fire hydrants on their property that are not Moulton maintained to check those, and we could certainly provide assistance if folks need that. But it's always been part of our regular work. After the Palisades fire, we said, let's just kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
Let's really make sure that we touch every single one of those hydrants. And from 2004 into 2005, we did that. We put on extra crews. We spent 3,000 man hours and went out and touched every single one of those hydrants, tested both sides, ran water through it, make sure that everything was serviceable, replaced hydrants that weren't in the absolute top-notch shape, and also we inspected those locations, because they may be our hydrants, but they're often or almost always on somebody else's property or adjacent to someone else's property. So when people ask, well, what can you do? Right? Well, we can make sure there's water at the hydrant, but what can you do to make everyone safer and protect your property? It's make sure that hydrant's accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure there's clearance around it. There's not overgrown brush that's visible. When that fire engine's driving down the street, if they can't see it, they can't get to it. So you want to have clearance and make sure that our staff can get to the hydrants. And then also, everyone's got to be reasonable. Fire protection, we are not set up to cause a rainstorm over an entire city, right? There's not that. Fire protection is set up for individual structures or a few structures at a time, not to fight a wildfire. And that means that everybody's got to be vigilant on brush clearance around their homes, on making sure that they keep an eye out for trouble, and we'll keep the water in the tanks to handle the fire protection as we're set up to.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, and what's been done. Water conservation. That's always a big topic in Southern California. How is Moulton Niguel performing in that area?
Moulton Niguel outperforms in that area, and it's something that we've had a focus on long before even I came around as one of the OGs in the recycled water business, and so it's a combination of, as we said at the beginning, not using less but wasting less, being smart about it, and then instituting technology to be able to monitor what's going on. So 20 to 20, depending on the time of the year, 20 to 25% of all the water that we serve is recycled water, which saves the resources. It's also something that we do with technology. So our customers can sign up on our website for our water portal. You used to be, your relationship with Moulton Niguel was just an envelope that you got every month or 6 weeks, and now we have a real-time relationship if you want it. We've deployed advanced meters throughout the district, so we can read those meters in near real time. We get millions of data points every year, which allows us to take that data and serve it back to you. So it's not a month later when you get a really high bill and then find out that your toilet was leaking. We can usually tell you in advance. So sign up for those alerts. Last year we sent out about 100,000 leak alerts, saving our customers quite a bit of money and grief. Water's not subtle. It's going to cause you grief somewhere if it's flowing and you don't expect it. And this isn't about us being nosy.
Big Brother's watching.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's obvious things, but you wouldn't be able to do it on your own. For example, if you've got a continuous flow of water at 2:00 in the morning, chances are you're not taking a long shower.
Right.
Right? But you don't know that. We can read your meter and we can tell you, and then you can go in, you can fix that, and we have programs to help you. We'll send staff out to help you identify where those problems are. 949-831-2500. Our staff is amazing, and we answer the phone. We're one of the remaining service providers out there who, when you call, you get a person. There may be a 30-second buffer where the automated system picks up, but you're not going through a phone tree. You're getting to people.
Now that is different service right there. That's a different class of service that, quite honestly, with big businesses especially, we're just not used to. So we appreciate that knowledge there. Now, what about long-term water supply reliability? How is the district really preparing for the future?
Well, one of the reasons that I decided to get involved in the district 20 years ago was because I looked into this, and we didn't really have we still don't have a local supply, but we didn't have much of a local plan for resiliency, for emergencies, and our local available water, if it was a hot August, July day and somehow we lost our supply, we didn't even have a full day of water. Oof. And now through infrastructure upgrades, increased storage, conservation through our customers, all of the pieces that we put in place with a bit of a cutback, we could sustain over 40 days without bringing in the imported water, and that's
impressive. That's
been decades of building. The state has a pretty good supply of water. It's not always where we need it when we need it. So storage of water and conveyance, moving that water where we need to get around, are the bigger issues. We've doubled our population over the last 30 years, but we serve the same water we did 30 years ago, and that's high efficiency appliances, toilets that are not wasting water, landscape renovations.
Right.
Sometimes as much as half the water we're using outdoors. And other parts of the country, not so far from here, you don't see that, right? There's their lawn's covered in rocks.
Right.
And so we have a lot of tools in the toolbox to help our customers help us and help each other. For example, you go to the website. You can get a $3 per square foot rebate to replace your turf with California native.
I'll make a note of that.
Landscaping. There you go. And we will fund a large part of a plan for you to have a designer come out and figure out what does that look like. We don't just want people to just have dirt lawns. We want to beautify our neighborhoods and create a scenario where you're using less water. So we have a naturescape program. It's renowned all over the world and won many awards. And we invite our customers to check out the website, learn about that, give us a call, 831-2500, and you will get a person on the phone who will talk to you about this as long as you want to talk about it, which is probably longer than you want to talk about it. But our staff just loves these programs and wants to help people.
But wait, I got to go. No, I'm not done telling you. I got more for you. No, that's fantastic, Brian. You spoke about awards and even technology, innovation. And Moulton Niguel has really been recognized for innovation. Can you tell us a little bit about the AI workforce training program?
Sure. We recognized, I'd like to say early on, but what's early on? We're in the early on stages of AI, but it just became clear to us that it's going to be a big part of what's going on. We have our own data science team, right? We're a water district. You would think that's kind of a boring and a mechanical type of thing, but we have staff whose full-time job is studying the science and figuring out the best ways to deploy our systems to help our customers. So we've been awarded through the government, other government programs that are looking at this, through grants, and one of those grants is funding our AI for Water Professionals program, which we're doing in partnership with the Orange County Business Council and the University of California Irvine campus, and we've created a curriculum specifically for AI for water professionals to help look at how we can deploy those technologies in a measured way to analyze what we're doing, to do it better, because we can all improve, and it's already proving results. We've used that kind of deep data analysis to look at infrastructure. We had a project we were going down the road on that was $30 million that we stopped because we realized that by changing some of the dials on
tweaking things a little bit,
things that we were already doing, we could just do it better enough that we didn't need that next project.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. And I heard in my business, I'm in the mortgage business, and one of the leaders in the business and mortgage said a question was asked to him: "Will AI put me out of business?" He says, "No, but the people using AI will." And that just really highlights the fact that, yes, we are in the age of technology. AI can be a fantastic tool to help. But the thing I love that you mentioned, when you call Moulton Niguel, you get a human, you get a person. The combination of good people, good humans, and using technology leads to innovation, helping save money, and providing fantastic service like Moulton Niguel does. So thank you.
I'll follow up on that.
Please.
When you think of what our water district does, right? You think of just pipes connected to pipes,
right?
But now we're pipes connected to computers connected to pipes, and when you dig down to that buried infrastructure we talked about earlier, we're not the oldest district for sure, but we're an aging district, and a lot of that infrastructure could be 50 years old. And so when you dig down, you sometimes you're connecting a 1970s car to a Tesla, right? And to an AI computer, and having those things work together and speak together are improving its ability to deliver service.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you again for sharing that. Brian, what would be your final message or piece of advice to the residents of Mission Viejo? And I know all ears are open.
My final piece of advice, and I'll look at the camera
Sure.
for that, is our number one job, our number one focus is clean, reliable water for our customers. That's our job day in and day out. And if we can do each of those things a little bit better each day, we will. But we want the best rates, the best quality service, and the reliable and clean water for our customers. And it's a partnership. So if you need us, we're here. You know how to get us. I said it a few times, 949-831-2500. You can email, I think it's customer service at MNWD. Either way, you're going to get a quick response. Our board of directors are your neighbors. We are here. We are local. We're very accessible. Reach out to us. Find us an event. Come visit us at a board meeting. See how the process of the business of the water district happens. And with that partnership, you can be involved. We can share what's going on in real time. And we will have a safe and happy South Orange County and Mission Viejo.
Thank you. Thank you. And I don't know about you, but I feel much more at peace with the fact that Moulton Niguel Water District has our best interest at heart. They're already prepared. They've been prepared for many years. But hearing this recent information, if a disaster was to strike our area, they're prepared. We need to do our part. And I really appreciate you mentioning that, Brian. Look around our house. Look around fire hydrants that are on our property or nearby. Make sure we do our part. Keep things clear so that the authorities and the agencies can keep providing good service. Thank you again, Brian. Really appreciate it. And you mentioned a good partnership. I can't think of one of the better ones between the Mission Viejo Chamber of Commerce, the local business epicenter for the city of Mission Viejo, and Moulton Niguel Water District. We truly appreciate our partnership together. And if you'd like to come out and see more of Moulton Niguel staff as well, we have a wonderful event this Friday. It is our annual chamber luncheon. And as I understand, Moulton Niguel will have a table there as well. And you'll have an opportunity to meet some of the other folks there that work with Brian. So
I will be there as well. I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully come up and say hello.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you again, Brian. Really appreciate your time today. I know we both got to get back to work.
Thank you.